Good morning, Tottenham fans. Tottenham have been linked to Middlsboro defensive midfielder Hayden Hackney. Now, in this video, I'm going to have a deep dive into who Hayden Hackney is, what kind of player he is, and why I actually think he would be a top signing for us. Also want to dive into what the hell was happening with Morgan's Gibbs-White and when will that ever be done. Also, where is the money coming from for all these signings that we're making at the moment and all these links to new players? And is any of our players actually going to leave, or are we just going to bloat our squad right out? If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on the way to 3,000 subscribers. It's snowballed massively. Thank you to everyone that contributes to the channel. It's massively appreciated. And hit that like button to get this video seen to more and more Spurs fans like yourselves. Now, let's talk about Hayden Hackney. Reports and rumours that Spurs are looking into signing defensive midfielder Hayden Hackney from Championship side Middlsboro. I myself was not an expert on Hayden Hackney, so I'd done my research, I checked scout reports, I watched highlight reels like we all do, and just to see what kind of player that we are talking about. So let me just read out a scout report for Hayden Hackney. So Hackney excels at bringing the ball out of deeper areas, either with dribbling or passing, and is adept at finding teammates in the final third. He ranks highly in passes into the final third and progresses passes, indicating his ability to advance the play effectively. Hackney is known for his high work rate, pressing and tackling ability, contributing significantly to Middlsbro's defensive efforts. Despite his young age, he displays impressive composure on the ball and strong technical skills. Hackney anticipation and ability to slow down opponents are valuable assets, particularly in a team that can be vulnerable to counter-attacks. So sounds good. It sounds like everything we need in a DM. So you can see just by that scout report why Spurs might be going for a player like him. After reading all about him, I started to watch his highlight reels. So now I know anyone can look at highlight reels and anyone can look good on them, but I did see some really decent things from him. He's got bags of energy, he never stops running. He's got a great long pass on him. He's got great ball retention when he's in tight spaces. He loves a tackle. The thing I saw the most was him driving with the ball, and that was very impressive. The way the ball just seems to stick to his feet and he seems to just wriggle out of any situation and progress the ball forwards. I've heard some Spurs fans saying they're concerned that he's a championship player and it might be a huge risk to get someone like that in. I'm telling you now, every signing is a risk. But how many times have we said, oh, I wish we signed that guy when he was in the championship. Look at him now. How many times have we said that? Hundreds of times. I'll give you some examples. Adam Wharton, the guy that I think that Spurs will bid for, and Tottenham have already been in talks with Adam Wharton, so if Adam Wharton can get over the line, then that would be brilliant. Hayden Hackney would be a plan B. But Adam Wharton, he was signed to Crystal Palace from Blackburn at the age of 19 from the Championship. So, Palace took that risk, and it was a risk well worth it. That deal ended up around 22 million. That was a risk worthwhile, in my opinion. Eberichi Eze, a player Spurs have been linked to for the past 26 years. He went for 17 million at 22 years old from QPR in the Championship. And the reason why I keep mentioning his age, because Hayden Hackney's just turned 23 in June. So I've heard fans say, well, he's 23. If he haven't made it in the Premier League yet, then he can't be good enough. That's wrong, because Eze was 22 when he joined Crystal Palace from QPR. Not much difference, and look at him now. Ollie Watkins, when Brentford were in the Championship, he went to Aston Villa from Brentford. 28 million, he was 24 years old. Jarrod Bowen is another example. Signed from Championship Hull to West Ham at the age of 23. 20 million plus deal. Look at him now at West Ham. West Ham's best player. A massive example is Jude Bellingham, played for Birmingham City in the Championship. He was 17 years old. He went for 25 million to Dortmund, and then Real Madrid won the Champions League. If you take a risk sometimes, it can pay off massively. Notable players that Spurs have signed from lower leagues in recent history. Dele Alli from League One, MK Dons. Gareth Bale from Championship Southampton. Danny Rose from Championship Leeds. Kyle Walker from Championship Sheffield United. So I wouldn't be massively against it. In fact, Hayden Hackney could be another one who we say, damn, I wish we got him when he was in the Championship, because we are linked to him now. So if he ends up at a West Ham, for example, blows everyone away and ends up going to Manchester City, we will say, why didn't we get him? But when we're linked to him, a lot of fans are saying, it's a bit of a risk. Sometimes you have to take that risk. And you know what? There's been, like I've just named a few, there's been some fantastic players playing in the Championship that just need to step up to that next level. He's definitely got the physicality. The Championship is a very physical league. He's got a technical ability. I know the Premier League is a different beast, but like I said, other players have stepped up before. He's homegrown too, so for me, I think I'd be very, very happy if we did sign him. He would be a strong signing. The ones above him, if we were going to pick a DM, would probably be Wharton, then Douglas Luiz, then Paulina, and then Hayden Hackney. But Hayden Hackney is the youngest out of all of them. Wharton's the youngest, so Wharton's my number one anyway. Hayden Hackney's only 23, so Hayden Hackney's got a lot more of a future, and he could turn out to be a superstar. Douglas Luiz and Paulina are already proven, so maybe that's what we'll go. That's what kind of road Spurs will go down. Let me know in the comments if you think Hayden Hackney would be a good signing, and what do you know about him? Have I missed anything? So, what's going on with Morgan Gibbs-White? Now, Nottingham Forest posted on their socials a picture of him going to his training session. Now, how petty and how childish is that? Just to show that egotistically, this is still our player. Now, that's great, but he turned up to training in blue and white in Tottenham colours, mate. So we all know where he's going to end up. For me, I have no problem with Nottingham Forest. I have no problem with Nottingham Forest fans. It's their owner. Honestly, he's making a massive fool of himself. He's making a massive fool of his club. What they've done is Spurs have paid a release clause. They don't want to take that release clause because they feel he's worth more. They're trying to blag it out. They're trying to take long. They're trying to say that because Spurs offered 60 million, that it must have been leaked, that it was leaked that his release clause was 60 million. So it's a ridiculous statement. It's a ridiculous legal case because they're never going to be able to prove it. The only way you'll be able to get that information is from Nottingham Forest themselves. You ain't going to be able to get that information unless you go to Morgan Gibbs-White's agent. So he'll be the one that's broke the rules. Tottenham Hotspur, at the end of the day, knew a release clause, offered a release clause, paid the release clause, and now you're saying you can't have the player. If anything, I think Nottingham Forest owner is in the wrong, and I'm sure this will get sorted out very soon. I can't believe that I've never heard this before in my life. There was a release clause, someone's paid it, and someone's put in a complaint that you've paid it. It's unreal, honestly. If you didn't want to sell your player for 60 million, don't put a 60 million release clause on it. It's ridiculous. Now, where's all this money coming from? I hear you ask. For Morgan Gibbs-White, Kudos, Tell, Danso, Kota Takai. Where's all this money coming from? Because we haven't sold anybody yet. So, well, here's a report today. It said Tottenham are currently in advanced negotiations for stadium naming rights deal for the Tottenham Stadium. The talks are taking place with two companies from Saudi Arabia, and there are American companies also in the frame, with Google and Aramco being rumoured. So it could be called the Google Stadium, which would be weird, And to be fair, it doesn't matter what it's going to be called because we're all still going to call it White Hart Lane. But officially it'd be called the Google Stadium. They're probably going to give us like 300 million to name the stadium. That money apparently is going to go on to the team, improve the team. We still have to sell players. Who are we going to sell? I still think the players we will sell are Richarlison, Sonny, Davies, Bissouma, Solomon, and maybe Bentancur. I think it depends who comes in. So if an Adam Wharton comes in, it's going to be very hard to see where Bissouma fits in. Bissouma can be good on his day, but he's very inconsistent. I really like Bentancur though. I think Bentancur can be the guy if in the number 8 role, but again, can you see him getting in the team when you've got Bergvall, Morgan Gibbs-White, Kudus, Maddison, Kulusevski? It's going to be hard. Gray's got to try and get game time as well at some point. Sarr in there too. There's a lot of midfielders we have, so we're going to have to lighten the load. And obviously there's not going to be a lot of players in that Champions League squad because we can only fill 22 spaces because of the club trained criteria that we can't fill this year. So for me, there's a lot of work to be done, but it's exciting at the same time. I think there will be a lot more signings coming through the door. I think this Gibbs-White thing needs to be sorted ASAP. I think Spurs now that Nottingham Forest have actually put an official legal complaint. Now that they've done that, I think Spurs should just speed it up, show everything that they've done and say, right, this is what we've done nothing wrong, right, now we need to proceed. My biggest worry is if this drags on too long, are someone like Man City going to swoop in and say, we'll pay the release clause too? So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I hope Morgan Gibbs-White wants to join Spurs. Well, actually, he's come out and told his owner, I forgot about this. He actually told his owner he wants to join Spurs. So he's going to have an unhappy player there anyway, the Nottingham Forest owner, take the money and just try and sign someone else. I think it's a delay tactic. They're massively into McAtee from Manchester City for 25 million. So they've been highly linked to him. I guarantee you they're trying to get him in first and then release Morgan Gibbs-White so the fans don't give him so much of a backlash. That's my opinion on what's actually going on. So that's today's news. What do you think of Hayden Hackney? Do you think he'll be a good addition to Spurs this summer? What do you think about the Morgan Gibbs-White? And are you excited about more signings coming through the door? Thank you for watching, and come on you Spurs.